Welcome to the Warrior Within podcast. From current events, comedy, and entertainment, to mental health, hobbies, and the paranormal. You name it, we cover it. Totally raw and unfiltered. So buckle up, strap on your helmet, and let's get ready to rock this mother... And now, here's your host, Chris Borelli, a.k.a. Sibo.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey, I know that Chris Borelli guy. Wow. What an intro, right? What an intro. Pretty awesome. So what's going on, friends? Yes, this is a brand new podcast. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it is, who I am, what it's about, etc., etc., etc. And then, that's it. I guess this first episode is pretty much just an introduction and tell you a little bit about what to expect in the future. So basically, this is the Warrior Within podcast, which is pretty much a play on words. The Warrior Within, it's a play on words from the War Within, which is, it's kind of like the mental health struggle a lot of wounded warriors and vets go through, from their time in service. I know a lot of you guys know about the whole, 22 a day, the number of veterans that commit suicide every day. So mental health is a big thing for me. It's something I struggle with myself. I am a wounded warrior myself. So in the future, there'll be some emphasis on a lot of that, maybe some programs and stuff like that for anybody else that needs help or just wants to educate themselves. Maybe you have a family member or something that struggles with stuff like that. So, I'm there for you guys. I'm there for you. I promise. So yeah, I think that stuff is really, really important. So that's kind of the background of the name. And actually, the War Within is a peer support group that I actually attend. So I said, you know what? Let's take the War Within and let's kind of turn it into a positive thing. So war became warrior. So instead of, having the war within, it's about the warrior that, that is inside of you, that, that strong, courageous individual that continues to fight no matter what. So that's it. That's where the name comes from. I hope you all enjoyed. This is a great show. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so that's a little bit about the title. I am an Army vet. I served 8 years active duty U.S. Army. I spent more than a decade after active duty contributing to the Department of Defense and all that, good, silly government stuff. So I've spent a lot of time either in uniform or supporting the uniform. I was active duty from 1997 to 2005, and I was an MP in the Army. I was a military police guy, and I did a lot of cool stuff as an MP. It wasn't just, one of those guys that stands at the gate, although I did plenty of that too, let me tell you. And actually, I'll have a lot of guys on here too that did that kind of stuff with me. So, yeah. 97 to 05. What else can I tell you about that kind of stuff? I don't know. I had fun. I traveled the world. I saw cool stuff. I really enjoyed my time. I really did. If it wasn't for some of my injuries, I would have stayed in for a full 20, absolutely. But injuries prevented me from carrying on and doing some of the other stuff that I wanted to do. So, sorry. I don't mean to blank out any. I'm getting messages. Anyway, so what's the show about? It's pretty much going to be kind of a variety show. It's going to be a lot of different stuff. I love the word stuff because it's so broad in general. Um, I plan on really covering a lot of just current events, stuff that's going on. We live in a very insane world right now, and I think talking about that stuff helps a lot. You know, comedy is a big thing for me. You have to laugh about this stuff because if you don't, you'll lose your absolute mind. So, yeah, current events, comedy is going to be a big thing in this podcast. I'll have quite a few guests coming on, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Um, Interviews. We'll be doing some interviews, some entertainment stuff. Stuff. There's that word again. I love that word. Um, Homebrew Talk. I'll get some folks on here that are big in the homebrewing community, homebrewing wine and beer and stuff like that. That's always fun. We'll probably end up talking a lot about different hobbies and stuff. Gaming is going to be, I'm sure, a big topic. Music. All that stuff kind of relates to mental health in a big way, too. So, yeah, hobbies. Hobbies are great coping strategies. So that's going to be a big thing for us. Coping strategies and, different stuff. There's that word again. Man, I got to stop saying that word. I need a beeper. I need a co-host that can just slap me whenever I say that word now. All right. What else? We're going to talk about art. Art's been a big thing for me, actually, lately. I've been painting a ton. I had never in my life thought that I would be a painter. But I've been using it, during all the COVID stuff and being stuck in the house and, on top of my, I have really bad panic attacks and stuff. So I don't venture far from the home much, when it's bad, when it's flared up. And it has been for the past couple months. But, just trying to find, I'm not going to use the word, just trying to find things to do while you're trapped in the house. And one of those things I decided to do, I actually did a Wounded Warriors event. They have events every week you can sign up for and participate and stuff. So there's the word. Damn it. So I signed up for a Wounded Warriors. It was like an art journaling class. And it was kind of, it was really cool. It's therapeutic. It's basically it was kind of like a how-to kind of thing, but not just that. It's more about, how does it affect your mental health and, what does it do for you? So, it's not just about painting and creating. Like there's a whole Zen kind of behind it. I guess that's different for everybody too, but definitely for me. So I actually have a guest that's going to be coming on pretty soon, Ashley James from the Wounded Warrior Project. She actually hosts some of those classes, and she was the instructor for the art journaling class that I did. So, yeah, I did that. I did some other painting class, like one of those, what do they call that thing? It's like painting with a twist. Where you can like sip, it's usually for like a date thing. You sip wine and paint and whatever. And for shits and giggles, I did one of those. I signed up, and it was a blast. It was so much fun, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this regularly, and I have been. I've been doing a ton of painting. So I don't know. It's a very personal thing for me, the whole painting thing. So I may or may not show some of that stuff. I don't know. We'll see. This podcast will actually end up also on YouTube at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this first episode up there. There is a YouTube channel. I just haven't started adding any content to it just yet. So the Warrior Within podcast will be on YouTube. Eventually it will be, not eventually, very soon, actually, in probably the next week or 2 weeks. It'll be on Apple iTunes. It'll be on Spreaker, Spotify, I forget. There's like a list of like 10 different places that it's going to be hosted. So you'll be able to catch it just about anywhere as far as streaming. I think for the first little while it's going to be pre-recorded. So what you're hearing right now is pre-recorded. But I really do want to get into some live stuff and live streaming. So I have the ability to take callers and that kind of thing. And I want some interaction with listeners. I mean, that's honestly kind of the whole fun about it for me is the interaction with other people. And I want to hear your opinions on the stuff that we're talking about. All the good stuff. So anyway, I digress. I sidetracked about 1,000 times there. I don't remember where I was at. I know we talked about Homebrew Talk. There's going to be, some Homebrew Talk. Stephen J. Poor, S.J. Poor, we're going to have as a guest at some point. And he runs like the biggest homebrew competition in the, I want to say, world, maybe? It's huge. It stretches across several continents. It's a pretty enormous homebrew competition. The way that it's designed is just cool. And we'll get into that in a future episode. What else we're going to talk about? Paranormal stuff. Oh, stuff. I love stuff. Yeah, I've always been into like paranormal stuff. So, everything from ghost stories and all that good stuff to, UFOs, USOs. Oh, actually, we're not saying UFOs anymore. We're saying UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's going to be a probably pretty big topic because that's a big thing for me. I do a lot of research into that stuff. It is so beyond interesting that I don't know. I can't help myself. So that's definitely going to come up. There's definitely going to be guests on in that realm. I don't want to give away too much just yet. You'll just have to keep staying tuned and see what we got here. Paranormal Experiences. UFO cases and encounters. Yeah, we'll probably highlight a bunch of cases. We'll have some eyewitnesses on. We'll have some eyewitnesses on. I think that you guys have seen in the media lately, because the whole UFO subject has gotten a huge kick in the mainstream media since 2017, and I'm kind of on the fence as to why that is. A lot of people say it's a good thing. People that are into the whole disclosure idea of disclosure and what is disclosure. Well, we'll definitely get into that quite a bit. But opening up about government secrecy of what's really going on. So we'll talk a lot about that. But yeah, I'm on the fence about this whole disclosure thing and why it's happening. I think there's more than meets the eye. Because why on earth, what does the government have to gain by quote unquote coming clean on all the stuff that's been going on since Roswell 1947 and before, way before? So that's going to be a huge subject in the future. We're going to discuss the weird, the strange, the fun, and the tragic. So hopefully there's a little something for a little bit of something for everyone in the future as we go forward with different episodes. So yeah, we'll run some contests, we'll do some giveaways, we'll do some fun stuff from our sponsors and all that jazzy jazz. So if you like stuff, I can't stop myself. It's hilarious. So yeah, if you like stuff, then you're gonna have to keep tuning in and hanging out with me, because I'll give away stuff. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Had to happen. It had to happen. Yes, if you guys want to contact me or the show, you have ideas, you just want to BS, you want to chit chat, anything, and everything, I'm here. Always. You can email me at askwarriorwithin@gmail.com. Again, that is askwarriorwithin@gmail.com. In the future, I will be posting up our phone number so that you can actually call into the show on days that we're actually live streaming and talk to our guests and talk to me. I will be picking up some better equipment at some point. So I have some new mics and stuff coming in, so you can stop hearing that. I know it's insanely annoying. I hope it's not blowing out your speakers. I'm trying to tilt my head to the left when I talk to you, so I'm not doing that, but occasionally I forget. Yeah, askwarriorwithin@gmail.com. That's what you do to contact me. I'm here to help guys too. Also, any warriors out there that are going through their disability cases and stuff like that. I've been in and out of that system. I have navigated it. I have some close friends and colleagues that work at Department of Veterans Affairs. Some of them actually work on those cases as reviewers and that kind of thing. If you need help and you have questions, hit me up. I love helping guys out, so I can definitely help you out with your disability claims, stuff like that. If you have questions, definitely. Or just again to chit chat. If you're struggling, definitely reach out to me. I'm more than happy to just hang out and BS with my fellow warriors. So, and even if you're not a warrior, if you struggle with like mental health and stuff, man, I love that stuff. I love to help people with stuff like that because I struggle, and in times like these, I think more people than you know struggle. A lot of people are not open about it, but I think it's important that we talk about it. I think the stigma behind mental health is going away, I think, in a big way. And I'm happy about that. Very happy, because it's not like it was, decades ago. I can go back to even just in like the 90s. I remember, adults saying, oh, we don't talk about that stuff. We don't. It's so much stigma behind it. It's you're considered crazy if you have anxiety or panic attacks or depression. Depression's in your head. How it's in your head. Get over it. That attitude was so wrong, and it did so much more damage to people. So, yeah, I'm a huge advocate for mental health. Yeah, I wanted to. I was gonna look something up. I wanted to share something with you guys, and the thought went gone. So, anyway, a little more about me. I'm actually I'm in Tampa, Florida area. Not in Tampa itself, but in the burbs of Tampa, Florida. Just north. I am right on the Gulf of Mexico, and I love it here. We came down to Florida about, I don't know, when we come down here, about 3 years ago. In 2017, we came down here. At the time, our business was exploding. For political reasons, and unfortunately, there was absolutely nothing we could do. We put our entire lives into this business. And the entire industry was just going down the toilet, and there was literally nothing we could do. So we came down here. My wife had family down here. So we're like, okay, we're going to have to, we're going to go through some rough times. And we did for a little while there. But we managed to turn everything around, make it a positive, get back on our feet. We are good to go these days. But we love Florida. We came down from the D.C. area. My wife Lena, you'll meet her. I'm sure she'll be on an episode or 2 or 12 in the future. She actually grew up in Alexandria, right outside of D.C., in the D.C. burbs. So I was stationed there in, when did I get there? I think I got there in 2002. And yeah, we met a few years later. Well, several years later than that, but got married, bounced around from D.C. We went to, moved out to the Winchester area for a little while, and then we headed down to Florida, and I am not looking back because, let's see, it is November 2nd right now that I'm recording this, 5:30 p.m. right now, and we are having a cold streak. Oh my God, it's freezing out here in Tampa, Florida. It's so cold, guys. It is, hold on, wait for it. Come on, phone. My phone didn't update last night, so everything is like, F you, I'm not working. Cold front here in Tampa, 68 degrees. It is freezing out. We're actually going to have a bonfire in the backyard tonight, believe it or not. That is true, I'm not joking. Because it's cold. That's cold to us. Usually, right now, let's look at the daily forecast for the next couple of days. We still have 80s going on. For the foreseeable future. I see all the way up to the 16th of November still in the 80s. So that's why I love Florida. Oh my God. I hate the cold. I'm so over the cold. And you know what? I actually think it's the military that burnt me out on the cold because, all those times, 12-hour shifts in the freezing cold, standing at some ridiculous place guarding something, and you're just freezing and you can't do anything. You have to just stand there. You can't go anywhere. You're just stuck. So all those years of doing silly stuff like that, and going to the field and playing war games and living in the woods when it's below freezing, not fun. And it burnt me out on cold, so we'll never do cold again. I am now a Florida boy, and I'll probably always be. So yeah, do a lot of fishing out here. Love fishing. That's another one of it's my zen. It's one of the few things I can do when I get out of the house that just totally relaxes me. So, yeah, fishing out in the Gulf, catching sea trout, catching some shark, blacktip shark and bonnet heads and cobia, redfish, snook, all that stuff. Good times. And that's, another one of those hobbies that's good for mental health. Yeah, so I don't know. Oh, I used to have really bad seasonal depression, and I noticed that I don't get that down here either. And I think it's 'cause growing up as a kid, and it didn't happen until middle school. I hated school. As a younger kid, elementary school, I loved school. I loved my friends, and then middle school was, I don't know, just very different. I grew up in New Jersey, Beechwood, Toms River area, New Jersey, and that area is huge, and it's an insanely populated area. So we had multiple middle schools, multiple high schools, because we had so many kids. So going to such a big school, elementary school is really small for us. And then making that transition to a really big school, it didn't do well with me for some reason. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I dreaded school. I hated it. So, and I think that's a lot of what contributes to my my seasonal depression, because it's always right around September, up north when the leaves start dying and the trees start dying and just gross. Everything starts to turn gray and kids are going back to school and I dread that part of the year. But I don't deal with it down here. That I've noticed. I guess I'll keep an eye on that a little bit more. But yeah, we're well into November. And yeah, my panic attacks and stuff have been acting up so bad, and I think a lot of that has to do with COVID and just being trapped and things closed, and the world is just hating each other, and there's so much negativity. It's insane. But besides that, I'm okay. Yeah, besides the world ending, I'm fine. I'm good. I mentioned Winchester, Virginia a little while ago, and that made me think of Kenny. Hey, Kenny. Shout out to Kenny Schillingberg. Kenny will be on the podcast at some point soon. Kenny is the drummer for the Winchester band, The New Rain. He's also a CrossFit buff. So I actually asked him, I was like, hey, you want to come on and talk, CrossFit and workouts and, educate people and stuff like that? I can't. Hey, there's that word stuff again. I can't help myself. So he was like, yes, absolutely. That'd be awesome. So he's going to come on and do a little talkity talk. What would be the equivalent? Chittity chat. Talkity talk, chittity chat about some CrossFit stuff, some music stuff. And actually, he's coming to visit sometime in January, too, so he'll be here live as well at some point. But, of course, I'm going to force him to come on when he's here, too. So you guys will meet Kenny. Kenny's he's such an awesome dude. He's an awesome dude. He's a sweetheart. That's what Lena says all the time. Just an all-around good guy. So, yeah, that's kind of it. That's it in a nutshell. It's gonna be. I don't know. This whole thing was kind of a chaotic intro, I guess, to what's coming in the future. But now you have a semi-idea. I'm not gonna bore you anymore. I'm not gonna continue to ramble with no guests or anything. I know you don't want to just hear me talk to a wall. So, thanks for listening to the first episode. There will be tons of more content coming, tons of guests, all kinds of fun stuff. Stay tuned. I promise it'll be worth your while. And, yeah, all that good stuff. So, we'll see you soon. If you need me, if you have any ideas, anything that you want to know, anything, askwarriorwithin@gmail.com, and we will see you all on the flip side.
You've been listening to the Warrior Within podcast. We'll see you next time. If you've got the to return.